Hi folks, and welcome to another edition of Positivity Now. My name is Jonas, and today's positive magic word is passion. Oprah Winfrey is quoted as saying, "Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you." That's some powerful stuff. But the question becomes, how do we harness this energy of passion? It's my understanding that we have passion when we combine our natural talents, the things that we are naturally gifted in, when we combine them with the things in our life that matter most. And when I think about this kind of passion, I'm reminded of the musician Harry Chapin. This is a man who, by the mid-1970s, he was one of the world's most highest paid musician in the world, selling out concert arenas worldwide. And even though he had so much success and so much talent as a musician, what mattered most to him was not music. It was actually helping the poor and the hungry. In fact, he thought that hunger and poverty was an insult to America. So he got to work trying to change that, and that's where he found passion in his work. He donated a third of his income, which was roughly $2 million a year. He donated a third of that to charitable organizations. Proceeds from the sale of merchandise at his concerts were used to fund the World Hunger Year, a nonprofit that he co-founded to give food to the poor and to give resources and education to communities. In fact, his work even got the attention of political activist and four-time presidential candidate Ralph Nader, who once said of Harry, "I've never seen an entertainer who dedicated so many hours to a civic cause." That is the power that passion can have for all of us, so long as we're able to match our talents with our interests. Our guest today in the studio truly knows all about passion, and I'm very excited to have Donna Lee with us. Donna.
Hi, Jonas.
Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I'm very excited because you are truly a passionate woman. You are a musician, an incredible singer, songwriter. I love your voice.
Thank you.
But it goes beyond that. You're also a hypnotist.
Yes, sir.
You do work in the community with the Palmer Historical and Cultural Center. Am I missing anything? What else do you do?
Well, I'm proud to say that I'm a business owner in the town of Palmer. And I own the company Align Hypnosis, and we're paired with a Palmer Chiropractic and Christine Wilson Massage right in that building. And that's newer in my life. I've only been doing that for the last few years, and I've been performing since 13 years of age.
13 years old. So performing, singing,
Yes,
I presume?
Music, singing, yeah.
Where was your
guitar.
first gig?
My first gig would have been at the Country House in Hatfield,
Okay.
Tex Overstreet, and if you might be too young to remember the reincarnation of Peter Proud, but the band in the scene early in the movie was filmed at the Country House. I was almost in it, and Chico and Tex Overstreet and the boys. That was my first professional gig.
So that's how you got your start.
Yeah, I was 12, I believe.
And how did you get into this line of work? How did you know that you had this natural gift?
I told a fib. And I had to cover myself. I was in 7th grade, and I had a friend, and we had every class together, ergo 1. And she had music. And you had to play an instrument to be in that class. And so I said I played guitar. I didn't have a guitar. I didn't know anything about it. And I got in the class. And then it was, get a guitar and learn anything and everything you can. And I did.
Wow. So you really learned quick then.
I had no choice. I'm tenacious, to say the least.
Well, that's an example of how a good lie led to something.
So, and music It's just in me. I mean, it saved me. I didn't need drugs. I didn't need to party. I needed music. I was a big John Denver fan, you know. Out in the woods, earthy, crunchy, right brand of hiking boots.
Did I hear correctly that did you meet John Denver? Or am I thinking of?
I did meet John Denver once.
Oh my goodness. How
Yes,
did that
I
happen?
did. He was in concert and coming out of his hotel room. And I did not know he was there. There was a security guard in the hall, and it's like, who's that? Is that, could it be him? And out he came. Bright and chipper and full of life, and I couldn't speak. I had fantasies, you know. I had so many things to say. And they left me. I couldn't speak, and he saw that. So he looked down and he said, "You've got Reiki hiking boots. Where do you hike?" And all of a sudden, it wasn't John Denver. It was somebody, and I could tell him the places to go in Vermont and in the area. So he flipped it on me, and he took all the tension away, and I'll never forget that 60 seconds or whatever it was.
He was able to make that connection.
To
with
take
you.
my discomfort away in order to enjoy that I was meeting him.
That's
So it
powerful.
was pretty special.
And where was this?
This was in Hartford, the old Civic Center.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
now, speaking of people of passion, John Denver, oh my goodness.
I loved him.
Just like Annie's song, so filled with passion. Oh my goodness.
And for me, it was the woods. All I wanted to do was be in the woods. I was safe there. Safe in the woods.
So that's where you find some inspiration.
Solace and peace, the forest.
Yeah.
I love the ocean, but the woods,
Yeah.
the hiking, yeah.
I like that. So do you find that fuels your passions then? That helps you with your music?
It gives me the strength, to do it, to run a business, to keep performing. If I can't, you know this, because you're also a professional musician, you're an entertainer. And I cannot be less than I was the last time on the stage. So there's always that, you gotta be a little bit better. You gotta learn from the last show, more mindful, more aware of the audience, and why are we really up there? I am up there to make them forget their pain. I am up there to make them forget the weight of life. I want them to laugh. I want whatever I'm doing to make them forget the negative and maybe bring back, my wife and I did that. I had a gentleman once, I was shaking hands after a show, and he was hurting me. He was shaking my hand and squeezing it. He had tears in his eyes. He had to be in late 80s. And he was putting something in my hand. And it was a male diamond ring. And he said, "You need to take this." I said, "No, sir, thank you." And he shook my shoulders. And he said, "You don't understand. I am in the winter of my life. Everyone I love is gone, and you gave me my best memories." I can't even tell you the show I was doing. And he, tears, and you realize not only the power of what we do, the responsibility, what it means to be up there. And I know you know what I'm saying.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and that drives me.
I see now, I think, the connection between your work as a musician and your work as a business owner with the hypnosis, because you're in both of them, you're trying to heal people. You're trying to help them. Two different ways, but they're allied ways.
More than I ever knew. Music is hypnotic.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Put on Enya and let her take you away. It's really powerful, and what it does to the brain. And I was in marketing for years and selling, and working for the big companies for a while. And then when I got out of that field, I thought, what am I going to do with all I learned? What place does it have? How could I have gone through all of this and now be feeling like you're in the wind? But the truth is, it made me better. It set me up to own a business. It taught me how to read people. If you're on stage and you have a set list, and the band's all rehearsed, right?
You can hide behind that.
3 songs in, that set list is not working. This is not what they said was going to be here. You can go on with your set list. Or you can give them what they want. And in order to do that, you've got to stop. You got to watch their faces. You got to watch their expressions, the way they're breathing. Well, that's what you do in hypnosis. So it ended up being more paired, the ability to read people, to read my audiences, and it's about them. It was a great learning tool. It allows you to be better at what you do.
So when did you realize that you wanted to add this element to your life, this element of hypnosis in a more formal way? What was that transition like?
I had never understood what hypnosis was, and I've always been heavy. And as I got older, it went from being heavy to chunky, chunk muffin, to basically, technically, I hate to say it, morbidly obese. And every diet works. Every diet works. So I heard about this program for hypnosis. I went and signed up, and it was very uncomfortable. The woman yelled at us. Disabled people were yelled at. She walked on glass, said she could read my mind, and I'm thinking, I don't think you can read my mind. I wouldn't be here. She was I love people. And she didn't like people. And she was very demeaning and telling me she could read my mind and telling everybody. And I lost nearly 100 pounds. And every time I went, it got worse. She got nastier and meaner. And it shook me up. And I got really determined, because I knew she couldn't read my mind. Nobody reads my mind. Nobody reads our minds, Let's be real. And so I decided to learn. So I decided to go to school. And it changed everything. And I built my entire business on doing the exact opposite thing. When you come to see me, you leave knowing what hypnosis is, why it isn't against God. Why it isn't, people say, can you make me bark? And I look at them and I say, how much do you want to bark? Right? You gotta want it. You gotta want it. You're talking about passion.
Yeah.
You gotta want it. You don't want it, I can't make you do anything.
Yeah.
But if you choose to, I can't make anybody do anything, but if you want it. That book, the little children's book, I think it's the most important book we could ever read to our children.
What book is this?
The Little Engine That Could. And a friend of mine, a client, gave me the original hard copy of the book, which was written in the 1930s.
I didn't realize that.
And I'm wanting to take and do an adult rendition of this book. Because how many times do you or I or anyone lead in a day? I can't do that. No, I can't do that. When we say we can't, we can't. We underline it, we box ourselves in that moment. When we say, I never could do that before, I was never able to do that before, but I don't know, maybe, what do you think, maybe? Now you may be only getting a crack there, but you know what? The door is open. And if we don't believe, it begins with one thought. One single thought changes everything. When you look at someone, when you communicate, the one thought, do I speak to this person? Or do I turn left and ignore them? That person can change your life, that one thought. Should I? Should I offer a smile? Or should I just take my mood and take it somewhere else? One moment, one thought. I never could do that before, but I don't know. I don't feel like I could, but maybe I could. That's when we can do the things we never dreamed we could.
It's powerful.
It is. It's. And then I want people to understand what hypnosis is, that if you're a person of faith, God gave you everything you need to be what He created, not what life has created us to be, the way a bad experience changes us. It turns our head, pulls us a different direction. It's a powerful thing to realize we have everything we need to meet the challenges in life, to be what we were created to be, which is maximum in mind, body, and spirit. We're different than all other animals, no matter what we believe, right? If you're not a Christian or you have different faith, we're different. Even monkeys have opposable thumbs, and we're driving cars. There's something different about us as a species. We weren't created to be obese. We weren't created to be thin, clinically depressed, anxious, afraid. We're created to be optimal. And you got to make it better every day.
How do we do that?
For me, I think mindfulness. If you understand the brain and anything about hypnosis, is there a lot of our bad habits and our bad patterns come out of our brain moving very fast. Okay, the activity in the frontal lobe is booking. When that's happening, we feel fear, anxiety, irritability, insomnia, moodiness, agitation. All of that happens when the brain's in what's called like a beta state. When you settle the brain, when you settle the frontal, that activity in the frontal lobe, you find stillness. It is within the stillness that the power lies. And then there's that scripture somewhere in Matthew, and this isn't exact, but ye who are heavy laden, come to me, I'll give you rest. When your yoke is heavy, I will make your spirit light. So when you're heavy laden with problems, he's going to take it and make it light, right? Come to me and I will give you rest. He's not talking about a nap. Be still. Be still. Meditate, pray, be mindful of the moment.
So taking moments to quiet the mind and just be and just not think about everything you have to do, everywhere you have to go, but just take in this
throughout
moment
the day.
now, all throughout the day. So it's not just do it once a day and you're done, but little moments throughout the day.
Yeah, for instance, when was the last time you were washing a dish that you watched the soap bubble up and the sunlight hit it, or the light above you in the kitchen, and move it so you can see the blues and the turquoise, or that you ran your finger across the plate when it was squeaky clean and watched it shine, or the feel of the water on your skin, or even in this moment, feel your shoes on your feet. You have to stop to feel your shoes. In that second, you're not in chaos. You're not thinking, I got to do this, I got to do this. I tell my clients when we wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, go through your 5 senses. Look around the room. Can you say, is it cloudy? Is there light coming in through those shades? Is it dark? What do you hear? Do you hear the birds, the breeze, silence? Is there smell, no smell? What's about that taste in your mouth?
It's awareness.
And then feel your body. Oh, my back muscle's tight today. All right, I'm ready. Nice, cleansing breath, and you're feeling the body that we are encased to be in. We don't give our body any notice. We wonder why the brain dictates and the body responds. We don't pay attention to any of that, right? Mindfulness. I think mindfulness gives us strength, it gives us energy, clarity, and the power to keep going. Stop, put your brakes on.
I'm seeing again these connections between. It's not just one thing that we do, but it's everything that we do. Again, it's not just in one area of our life, but it has to spill over into all areas of our life. We are more than what we do. We are who we are. It's a being rather than just a doing. To put a label on us, like to call you a musician, to call you a hypnotist, to call you a mother or a wife. Those are descriptions, but they're not who you are.
Facets within our crystal?
Yes. Yeah. In poet.
Not quite, Jonas, no. But you'd say that, and it's like there's so many facets to who we are. And each facet is different within every one of us, from our bright, beautiful public side to our worst moments when nobody can see us.
Hopefully.
Yeah, pray tell. But yeah, there's like so many facets within us, and we are crystals. Because the light touches us, and we reflect. We pull back to the shadows, or we let the light let us shine back. And that's our passion. It's when you let that light bounce out from you back out. And one of the things in our nation today, no matter what you believe, no matter whether you're all the way on the left politically, all the way on the right, in the middle, Every one of us has political perspective based on our lives and what has happened in our past to put us in that perspective. But we're all right. And one of the biggest problems in the country, and we're all wrong, is that we're forgetting community. We're forgetting, okay, you and I feel as different about this as we could feel. I love you, I respect you. But when we work together, we can do anything. And that's community. That's why I work with the Palmer Historical Cultural Center. This is about building this area, about reaching out and giving people a family place to go. The shows, the historical talks, the creative artists that come in, business owners sharing knowledge about business in the region, within the community, rebuilding our town, you know, and making it grow and showing that when we work together, our town can be brighter and better.
If only we can come together and truly work together instead of focusing on our commonalities rather than our differences.
Absolutely.
I heard this saying, it's called the 101% principle. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
What we do is we find the 1% that we do agree on, and we give it 100% of our effort.
Boy, I like that. And it's hard because we feel passion in what we believe, but we have reasons for what we believe, and so does everybody else. And our reasons aren't better. They're not bigger or more important. It's theirs for a reason. It's mine, it's yours for a reason. So if we can lean in and say, oh, that's cool. I see red, you see purple. Awesome.
I see trees of green.
That's right, and skies of blue.
What a wonderful world.
That's right. But it's okay to see it different. It's okay to be in the same moment and have a different perspective. It doesn't mean that one's wrong or right. It means that we see it from a different place.
What I'm hearing is it takes understanding. It takes being mindful of other people's perspective and to understand so that we can work together and rebuild our community and not just rest on the stories of the golden days.
And celebrate our differences. I mean, your opinion is so cool when it's different than mine. If it's mine, I just feed myself.
Yeah.
You just get obese on your own opinions, you know? You're just cramming it in, feed me, yeah, agree with me.
You're such a poet.
Well, but aren't we challenged when someone's looking at us that we love and they have a different perspective? And it's important in mindfulness to be mindful of everyone else's place in the universe that we're all sharing, you know? And I do practice this, and I'm learning to feel the breeze on my skin, the temperature of the air, even in this room. You know, we don't feel what's happening to us, and I think it's tragic. We're losing out. You know, we're buying pills to wake up. We're buying pills to go to sleep, and pills to make our stomach stop hurting, and pills to help us digest and get our cholesterol level right. We're not exercising. We're not walking. You know, youth is struggling. You know, this is it. They're walking with their friends and they're texting at the same time, so they're not even connecting to what's real. So they don't have the ability to go out and get jobs and sit and have an interview or talk like we're talking. Because we're in this chaotic beta society where we're doing 500 things at once. And we're losing something major in the chaos. I mean, there's benefits. We can get knowledge anywhere at any time. But what's it doing to us, Jonas? What's it really doing to us?
It's hard to be curious when there's nothing to be curious about.
Now that's perspective. That is really so true. Imagination.
Yeah. Where does the imagination go?
Yeah, if you know what a woogie looks like, you can't imagine it. I'm getting ready to write a children's book.
Oh.
We're going to call it Woogie World. And this is about our 3 dogs. So we're going to call it Woogie World. But again, even you use a word someone doesn't know. It's like, you want the imagination, don't you? Where does your head go?
I can't wait for this book to come out.
You're going to be my co-writer, Jonas. Come write with me.
Absolutely, I'll gladly.
You got to meet the dogs first.
Yeah. I love it. Well, this brings me to a very important question. What advice do you have for us both in seeking our passions, in living more positively, in living more mindfully? How do we get this to permeate through every aspect of our life so that we can take those facets of our crystals? How did you word it?
The facets within our crystal.
How do we put a thread through all of our facets of our crystals so we can be more mindful and live a more positive life?
Well, a couple of things. Balance. You know, if anything's out of balance, we're out of balance. And sometimes we have to look into ourselves in order to look out. So we have to know where we can open ourselves up to let the light hit us so we can reflect back out. I think in stillness we can come to know ourselves. In mindfulness we can look at the world outside of us. And that means looking outside at the energies around us in each personality. And take a mindful minute to make each person you come across in a day smile. To come out of ourselves, look into someone else's eyes. You'll know real quick where they're at just by looking. Stop, look, listen, and feel the world around us. That's what I think is the most important thing in growing.
What I like about this is it combines not just self, but also others as well. So it's creating a deeper awareness of ourselves, but also of an awareness of where other people are coming from. One of my favorite thoughts comes from J.M. Barrie, the author of Peter Pan. He says, "Be kinder than necessary. Everyone is fighting a battle." And
that's true, boy. That's so true.
We'll never know, even if someone's smiling or laughing, what it pains them in that moment. Everyone has something that they're struggling with, whether it's financial difficulties, the death of a loved one, an illness, depression, anything. Even if it's just a sore back, who knows what it is. But having this awareness that other people are out there too and have their own worlds that are consuming them, and as you said, being of service to them, to offer them something to genuinely smile about, whether it's through playing music for them, giving them their memories of back, or it's through hypnosis, helping them to be more aware of things, helping the community. You truly live a very passionate life, and I think you are a great example for, I'm not saying everyone should go out and become a musician and a hypnotist.
But any job you have, there's ways to do it. It doesn't matter what, and it doesn't matter what the job is. I mean, every job is significant and important. I think you and I both know we're on stage, so everybody thinks it's the limelight. Have you ever been standing up there and thinking, if you people could have seen me 3 hours ago with my hair a mess and my toothbrush in my mouth and bathrobe? You know, we're all humans.
Yeah.
We're all humans, and we all have value for what we know and what we believe, even if it's not understood. You know?
I think one of the most important jobs in the world are the janitors. This place would be a mess.
No kidding. And remember in school we'd go in the mornings and the floors would be so shiny when we were young.
I love the
work
janitors at
behind
school.
that, that's
Mr.
right.
Barber and Mr. Lamb, I remember them.
I unfortunately am a lot older than you, Jonas, so I'm not going to remember those
You're
janitor
still a
names.
spring chicken.
And you know, if you haven't seen this gentleman perform right here, he's a master.
Well, thank you.
Master man. Master human being and entertainer.
Thank you. Well, Donna Lee, thank you so much for sharing your stories, sharing your insights, and thank you for taking the time to be here with us today.
The honor is mine.
Really appreciate it.
God bless. Thank
God
you so
bless.
much.
Thank you. Well, that's it for today for Positivity Now. Until next time, my name is Jonas Kane. If you have any comments for us, please visit www.donnas.journey. www.jonaskane.com/positivitynow. Stay positive.